Hey, you're listening to the C3 Network Podcast with Dan Holland. Our mission is to create a network of microchurches that are finding, teaching, and equipping people to be on mission. Our hope is that this encourages you. Be sure to leave us a review so you can help us share our message with more people who need to hear it. And now, Dan Holland.
Have you ever noticed how easy it is to postpone living? We tell ourselves, you know what? When things calm down, when finances improve, when the kids get older, or when work slows down, then life suddenly moves faster than expected. And before you know it, years have passed while we were preparing to live instead of actually living. As Solomon saw that trap thousands of years ago, and near the end of Ecclesiastes, his tone changes. He stops warning and he starts urging. I think you're going to like this. Welcome to Chasing the Wind. I'm Dan Holland, and we're walking through 10 rules from Solomon for catching what lasts. And rule number 8 is live life to the fullest. Do everything with all your might. And Solomon says it with surprising urgency. I want you to listen to Ecclesiastes chapter 11. He says, "Cast your bread upon the waters, for after many days you will find it again. Invest in 7 ventures, yes, in 8. You do not know what disaster may come upon the land." And then verse 6, "Sow your seed in the morning, and at evening let your hands not be idle. For you do not know which will succeed, whether this or that, or whether both will do equally well." See, at first glance, that sounds confusing, right? But Solomon is saying something so simple. He's saying life is uncertain, so don't sit on the sidelines. Engage it, invest, act, live every moment. See, earlier in life, Solomon chased pleasure without God, and he found emptiness. And now he teaches something very different. Not reckless living, don't think that. Not selfish indulgence, but courageous participation in the life God has given. Because fear often disguises itself as wisdom. We wait for guarantees before obedience. We delay generosity until abundance shows up. We postpone joy until certainty is made. Solomon just says, you don't get certainty, you get opportunity. And one of the best pieces of advice I ever received came from my father as I was leaving home. He didn't give me a financial plan. He didn't outline a career strategy. He did say simply, "Son, treat people right. Even if you lose everything, you'll never go hungry." What he was teaching me was this: I should live open-handed. I should invest in people, and I should show kindness freely. You know, Jesus carries that idea straight into the New Testament. In John 10:10, he says, "I have come that they may have life and have it to the full." I want you to notice, Jesus didn't come merely to help us survive, but to thrive. He came to restore life as God intended it, full of purpose, generosity, service, joy. Fullness, you see, isn't found in comfort, not always. It's found in participation with God's mission. And Paul even echoes Solomon's wisdom in Galatians chapter 6, verse 9 and 10. This is so good because he knows we sometimes get so tired of doing good. He said, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Therefore, as we have opportunity, let us do good to all people, especially to those who belong to the family of believers." Opportunity. That's Solomon's word as well. You don't know which seed will grow, so plant generously, encourage freely, serve willingly, give courageously, because impact, well, that is multiplied over time. And here's the tension Solomon wants us to feel. You cannot control outcomes, but you can control engagement. I love that. Some people spend their lives protecting themselves from disappointment, and in doing that, they accidentally protect themselves from purpose. They avoid risk, avoid generosity, avoid initiative, and slowly life becomes predictable, but very much smaller. Don't play small. You're playing small, we say to someone who's living beneath their giftedness or their purpose. So what does rule number 8 look like in real life? Well, I think a few things. One, I think be a little adventurous in doing good. Reach out, initiate the conversation, invite someone in, encourage somebody without being asked to do so. 2, be generous now, not later. Solomon says, invest in 7 ventures, even 8. Share time, kindness, your resources, your attention. Generosity expands life. 3, work fully when you work. Rest fully when you rest. That one was for me. Colossians 3:23 says, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as though you're working for the Lord. So be fully present. Do deep work. Focus. Fully present effort creates meaningful living. On the other hand, half-engaged living produces exhaustion without fulfillment. And here's the deeper truth. Living fully is an act of faith. Because, see, you're trusting God with results that you can't predict. You plant seeds without guarantees, not foolishly, but wisely. You love without certainty. You serve without applause. And over time, God multiplies what obedience begins. See, a foolish person hears this and waits for the perfect moment to act, which frankly never comes. The wise person starts today, calls a friend, serves the neighbor, takes the step, lives generously, because one day opportunities close. Seasons change, energy fades, moments pass, and Solomon is pleading with us. Don't arrive at the end wishing you had lived more courageously. So how about right now, this week, live, and not recklessly, not selfishly, but faithfully and fully. Cast your bread upon the waters. Invest your life where eternity touches today, because life lived with God is never wasted. And that's rule number 8. Live life to the fullest. Stop chasing safety. Start catching what lasts.
Thanks for tuning in. If you like this podcast, we post a new episode each week, so be sure to subscribe and leave us a review so you can help share our message. We'll see you next time.